So we offer workplace-focused mindfulness programs, and we're getting great results, reducing stress and improving productivity both by around 50%, giving you at least 3 times your return on investment in the training in the first year. So my background is in business development. At the same time, I've been a committed mindfulness practitioner. I've been teaching. I brought those two things together to provide workplace-focused mindfulness training. Let's just look at the nature of the problem of stress, and it is significant. 3 in 10 people will take time off sick with stress in any one year. That will be for an average of 27 days, and 1 of those 10 will leave, according to the CIPD. So the cost of absenteeism, presenteeism and staff turnover because of mental ill health has been estimated at just over £1,900. That's taking the average of 5 sectors from a 2017 Deloitte report. Now this is where mindfulness comes in, and thousands of studies show that it reduces stress, it improves productivity, and it helps teams work better. We've also adapted it to be suitable for the workplace and for busy people who don't have time to sit and meditate for 30 minutes. So everything's based on a short and often approach. It's workplace focused, and we use business language, and we refer to the neuroscience behind it. The courses are based on e-learning with webinars to guide people. So they're interactive, and the materials are available 24/7. People never miss a class, and of course it's mobile friendly. We put together training specifically for your organization using a sort of menu of elements. So both content and delivery is whatever is needed. We essentially have 2 models, one where we take a group of say 25 people and lead them with webinars over maybe a 6 to 8 week course, but we can also just give people individual access to the online materials to do things at their own speed. So just looking at what we actually teach people, in the first stage we help them develop the core practices, which is about calming the mind, establishing focus and getting perspective. Stage 2, we help them bring this into the everyday activities in the workplace and addressing problems such as managing workload and developing empathy. Stage 3 is about looking at interactions and developing kindness, improving listening skills, and seeing how we can bring that directly into stress points such as meetings and writing good emails. In stage 4, we show people how to manage difficulties, emotions arising, coping with change, for example, how to develop healthy habits, being clear about our values, and also how to keep it going once the course is finished. So let's just have a quick look at the screenshot from the learning platform, where you can see we have the kind of modules or the weeks on the left menu, and that opens up a number of expanding boxes, which has the videos and the PDFs and the MP3s, guided meditations for each part of the course. And of course that's available on all platforms 24/7. We use webinars where we're using a training model with groups, and that's a touch point. It's an opportunity for people to ask questions and to interact with each other. So I'll just give you a very quick extract from some of the training materials on video to see the kind of style that we use.
Hi, I'm Simon. We're going to try out one of the techniques in simply being present. So I'll give you the instructions and then we'll do the practice, which will take less than a minute. So what we're going to try and do is simply give ourselves that little bit of time where we stay absolutely present to what's happening now, without trying to change anything. It's really helpful if you begin by sitting upright in a way that helps you stay alert and awake, but also relaxed. And it helps to bring the attention to the breathing. So you just follow the sensation of the breathing the in-breath and the out-breath. And the other thing is that if any thoughts arise, don't worry about that. That's perfectly normal. Just label them as thoughts and bring your attention back to the breathing.
All participants have their own login, but there's also a data capture and reporting screen for clients where we can let you know how engaged people are, how often they're coming to the site. We can give you live information about the stress reduction and the improvement in productivity, or capture whatever data is useful for you. So what I'd like to do now is show a very quick video again of two people who were on a course recently, just describing how the model of delivery has worked well for them.
So I often thought before I did the course that mindfulness was this, sort of big, long process, and how do you fit it into just normal everyday life? You haven't got half an hour to, sort of be ommy about stuff. And obviously through doing the course, I've discovered that it's not about that at all. It's about how you break it down into useful chunks for day-to-day work and life situations.
For me, it's it's taking the few minutes to prepare yourself before you go into a meeting, onto a telephone call. It's kind of that just the few deep breaths really just help settle your thinking and prepare yourself to just clear your mind.
Another thing I found useful is using the techniques at the beginning and the end of the day. So you sort of start the day well and you end the day well, no matter what's happened in between. You're sort of like starting the day with like a clear mind, I suppose.
Whether you're a yoga person or not, it doesn't matter. it crosses the board. It's not regimented. It's easy to access. The fact that it is online means you can dip in and out as you need to, but you can also access the recordings at a time that suits. So that's ideal for how flexible we have to be.
So what are the outcomes? Well, 7 out of 10 people say they're managing stress at least 50% better. And about half of them are saying they're at least 50% more productive. So some very significant findings. And this is backed up by real data from a legal practice we work with, where the productive capacity and chargeable time went up by 20%. Here's one of their employees.
As the director of IT, no 2 days are the same, and it is always busy, and the requirements are constantly changing. But I think some of the techniques that we've used, particularly the body scan, and just getting those couple of touch points have helped really just recenter during the course of the day and see things with clarity. Yeah. And that is critically important in my job. And ensure things don't get on top of you as well, because it's easy, things go wrong all the time. That's the nature of the work that I do. But being able to find a way through that is very important, and the techniques that you've shown over the course of a couple of months have been invaluable in achieving that.
So we've done some calculations on the return investment in training, looking at industry figures produced for government by Deloitte in 2017. The cost of training one person as part of a cohort course with ongoing support for a year. The average stress reduction we're getting, which is in line with other research that's been done, and that shows that in year 1 there's an investment return of over 300%. We've also noticed a viral effect because the trainees start using it in their teams with their clients and service users, so it makes a greater effect. And to help people get started, we've got some very simple courses with a few techniques they can use right away, and busts any myths they have about what mindfulness is, so it's a great introduction to a longer course. We're also really aware that people need to keep things going after they've done their course, so we've developed 5 to 9. So at 5 to 9 every weekday morning, I broadcast 5 minutes of mindfulness practice. Anybody's welcome to join in for free. There's also 5 to 9 Community, which is a monthly paid facility with a whole host of online resources and monthly updates, webinars and other ways for the groups to interact. So on to the last slide. What do we do next? Well, the first thing would be for us to meet up so that we can scope out the particular stress points for your employees and what groups particularly need help. We can then start planning the content that suits those needs, what's the best model of delivery, and then perhaps set up a trial so that we make sure it's working before we adjust things and consider rolling it out more fully. So do get in contact. I'd love to hear from you.